Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Cowboys star Micah Parsons sends two-word message on contract situation. Massive paydays in Micah Parsons' future, but the Dallas Cowboys star is not sweating when it happens. Parsons is extension eligible, but talks haven't moved much this offseason. The three-time Pro Bowler and two-time first-team All-Pro has already established himself as one of the most impactful defenders in the league. Parsons is in a prime position to cash in, but is simply waiting for his turn. One day, Parsons said during mandatory minicamp on Tuesday, June 4th, he continued, "Time will tell. I can't really put a timetable on mine. All I gotta do is keep getting sacks and that stuff will handle itself." Parsons has had no problem piling up sacks and highlight plays, and with the market rising yearly, it's not necessarily bad for him to wait it out. Parsons has notched 40.5 sacks in 3 years. There's no rush for the Cowboys to get an extension done. Parsons is under contract through the 2025 season. Dallas picked up his fifth-year option this offseason. It is slated to cost $21.324 million. The team designated him as a defensive end rather than a linebacker, which saved the Cowboys around $3 million. Cowboys star Micah Parsons explains OTA absence. Parsons did not attend OTAs earlier this offseason, but was in attendance for mandatory minicamp. The powerful pass rusher cited former Defensive Player of the Year Aaron Donald when explaining his absence from the voluntary workouts. "Yeah, I think the more years you have, the more you understand that there's also the business side to it," Parsons said, via NFL Network's Jane Slater. And I think that's what camp is for. I mean, there was a time where Aaron Donald didn't even go to camp, and he won Defensive Player of the Year, and then went to the playoffs. Are we forgetting these times? We wasn't talking about the best defensive player, wasn't even in camp. And we're in mini camps, voluntary at that. So mini camp was something that is mandatory. So I'm just looking at it as a time for my body to heal. I'm playing as an undersized rusher who is banged up every year. So I'm just letting my body heal. I'm just trying to grow, strengthen, and really just get ready for the year. The Cowboys are easing into a new scheme with defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer taking over. Zimmer replaces Dan Quinn, now the Washington Commanders head coach. Micah Parsons advocates for Cowboys WR CeeDee Lamb. While Parsons is content with his contract situation, he advocated for star receiver CeeDee Lamb to get paid. Lamb is not in attendance for mandatory minicamp. CeeDee is about to hit the Brinks truck, Parsons said. He is about to get his. "I can't think of someone more deserving. I think CeeDee is the best receiver in the league if you ever want to argue the top three. In my eyes, seeing his mindset and how he comes in every day, I think he deserves every penny. So I'm going to be super excited for him for whatever his contract lays out. But it's going to be a nice contract for sure." Lamb set team records for catches, 135, and yards, 1,749 last season. Minnesota Vikings receiver Justin Jefferson recently reset the market with a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. Parsons believes a deal with Lamb should surpass that. "If I'm his agent, CeeDee is getting about $36 million on an average per year salary," Parsons said, "but I'm not his agent. Numbers aside, I don't know, obviously, what goes with the combative arguments on who versus who and whatever it may be. I think you could argue CeeDee is better than Jefferson, however you want to put it, but CeeDee should be right there with him." The Cowboys also have a decision to make on quarterback Dak Prescott. He's heading into his final year under contract in Dallas. Cowboys a top team for former Browns Pro Bowl running back, analyst. The Dallas Cowboys could still use some help at running back, and longtime Cleveland Browns playmaker Kareem Hunt remains a free agent. Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox put together a list of the best remaining free agents, along with the top landing spots for each of them. Knox made the argument that the Cowboys and Los Angeles Chargers would be the best fits for Hunt. A surprisingly active early market for running backs has left virtually no starting caliber options, Knox wrote in a June 1, 2024 story titled, "Best Remaining 2024 NFL Free Agents Still Available Entering June." A few former starters like Dalvin Cook, Cam Akers, and Marlon Mack are out there. However, Kareem Hunt is the top available back based on skill sets and 2023 production. Teams staring down a questionable backfield committee entering the summer should think long and hard about adding Hunt, he wrote. Hunt would be a solid insurance addition behind Gus Edwards and the oft-injured J.K. Dobbins for the Los Angeles Chargers. He'd make a lot of sense for the Dallas Cowboys too, who are set to rely on Ezekiel Elliott, Rico Dowdle, and Royce Freeman. Cowboys rumors. How much does Kareem Hunt have left? Hunt is coming off some of the lowest statistical numbers of his career. He posted 135 attempts for 411 yards and 9 touchdowns, averaging just 3 yards per carry in 15 appearances last season, and added 15 receptions for 84 yards. Hunt is far removed from his Pro Bowl season with the Kansas City Chiefs in 2017, when he put up the best numbers of his career. 272 carries for 1,327 yards and 8 touchdowns, and 53 receptions for 455 yards and 3 TDs through the air. Cowboys rumors. Dallas has hinted about potential trades. Given Hunt's remaining availability, chances are Dallas could land the veteran on an affordable deal. The question is what kind of an impact Hunt would make on the Cowboys. If Hunt is now more of a short yardage back, his role could be a bit redundant with Elliott already on the roster. One plus is Hunt has always displayed an ability to be involved in the passing game and could serve as a safety net for Dak Prescott. Regardless of whether the Cowboys make a run at Hunt, the larger point is that the team's starting running back may not be on the roster. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones hinted, after the draft, that team could explore trades all the way up until the midseason deadline. I've seen teams win the Super Bowl with running backs that they traded for midseason, Jones explained during an April 27th press conference following the draft. So, the point is that this thing's a long way from being over as to how you're going to line up against X next fall. If no additional moves are made, the Cowboys could be headed for a running back by committee approach. Dallas returns Dowdle, re-signed Elliott, and added Freeman. Additional players on the roster who could be fighting for snaps include Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis, Nathaniel Pete, and Snoop Connor. How much is CeeDee Lamb set to be fined as he withholds from mandatory minicamp? The Dallas Cowboys front office will be initializing talks with their star wide receiver as he looks to leverage a new deal by withdrawing services through mandatory workouts. CeeDee Lamb has been absent from all the voluntary workout programs during spring, but has put his foot down before the summer break begins. Yesterday, America's team started their 3-day mandatory minicamp, and anyone not present will be subject to fines. Dallas has 3 crucial contracts to weigh up during the offseason, as Lamb withholds from camp. Lamb is one of 3 Cowboys who are eyeing up new deals, and the receiver has shown his hand after one of his competitors has broken a contract record. The Minnesota Vikings agreed to a 4-year, $140 million contract extension with Justin Jefferson. Lamb has seen his fellow wide receiver, who graduated in the same rookie class, receive his first veteran contract. The pair of 2020 first-round picks are entering the final year of their rookie contracts after their 5th-year options have been triggered. However, the all-pro receivers want their first blockbuster paydays and financial security. Lamb has been patiently waiting since the end of the 2023 season for a new deal. The Dallas Cowboys first-rounder has been fishing for a new deal before the NFL draft and is still waiting for the papers to arrive. The question the Cowboys must answer is, do they value Lamb higher, in line with, or below Justin Jefferson? Reports have suggested that Lamb will slot in comfortably underneath the Viking at potentially $33 to $34 million APY. Holding out from training has worked for various stars in the past, and Lamb is following suit as he bargains for a new contract.